What's up, everybody? How you guys doing? You guys ready to get our grinds on, man? It sounds weird saying it like that, so I'm not gonna say it like that anymore. But let me get a tweet out real quick. Dearest Marvel Champions. You look bald? Hey. Oh, you know what? I'll say this for the tweet. I adjusted some stream settings. Let me know if the stream quality is still bad, please. Thank you. Us. I am now live. Okay. Tweet. All right. Yeah, let me know how the stream quality is, guys. I guess we'd need to do a fight in order to see the quality. Hopefully it's better. I'm a little worried that it's not, and I'm also a little worried that it's going to cause people to lag. So let's, before I do any sort of arena fight or anything, let's go do a Realm of Legends fight, and we'll try this out. We'll see how it goes. Let me assemble the team real quick. Grab my 4-star Void. And there we go. For me, the quality is ultra crisp. Wait till we get into a fight, because apparently earlier it was only when the death field was active, basically, that there was an issue. Aside from that, everything was good. So yeah, let me know how it is now that we're in a fight. Is it bad? I'm going to move my face around a little bit. We have the potato quality still. It's still all no good and stuff. How we looking? How we looking? Quality did go down for the fight, yeah. Oh my god. Kidding me. Man, I tinkered around with it for way too long, honestly. It took away a lot of my prep time. And it's still not good. I'm gonna cry. Well, I don't know what to do. I do not know what to do. Noah Martinez, thank you very much for the 2. I'll check and see if there's a last message from me in just a second here. As soon as I soak up these tears from stream quality issues that I'm having. I wonder if it has anything to do with my... No, it shouldn't have anything to do with my up. I'm looking at how many, like my bit rate. I can see the active bit rate. It's like about 6,000 now. Should be way higher than it was before. Man. And now that the fight's over, it should be super clear again, right? This is such a pain. But okay. Noah Martinez, thank you very much for the 2. Do you have a last message? No last message. Just send it over to. Well, thank you very much, dude. Oh wait, I'm in live chat. Maybe if I change that. Nope, still no last message. Well, thank you very much, dude. I appreciate that. Let me go ahead and show you just how much I appreciate that with a little slap. Thank you very much. Still looks fine, but it does seem like your cam went from like 1080 quality to like 720 quality. Something ain't right. I just don't know what it is. That's not right. I just don't freaking know. Okay. Black Seraphim also sent it over to saying, my man thing is this the special 2 shoots like a sprinkler system. It does. Yeah, the special 2, it does look exactly like that. You're absolutely right. I definitely didn't add any words to that super chat. That's exactly what you said. Black Seraphim, thank you very much for the $2 and the information about your man thing. BGE just took a champ, took up a champ to help with prestige. 10,635. Profile is looking all doom and gloom. Cody, nice man. That's awesome, dude. You can manually switch 720 to 1080 instead of auto. Wait, why are you saying that? Can manually switch? Are you saying, is anyone having lag issues? Like, can't, like the stream's all choppy for you guys now or something? Because it might take, you know, it might take a better connection now with like these settings changed. I don't entirely know. That's the part I'm worried about most, I would say. I changed the setting on my end and everything is fine. Fine. Okay. Viewers can switch quality, but there's no lagging and I'm watching you at 1080. Okay, no lag. I have choppy. BMAC, was your stream choppy before? Well, like last time you were in my stream, was it choppy then, or? And to be clear, I'm not talking about just it getting pixelated. I'm talking about like actual choppiness where it doesn't, it's just not like, it doesn't feel like it, like I'm skipping like that, like, you know, that sort of choppiness. It getting a little bit more pixelated. Oh, okay, all right. You've never, okay. So it's not choppy for you. It's just a pixelation thing. Okay, okay. Usually I have to be connected to my home Wi-Fi or else I can't watch it. So choppy. Is that a normal thing for you, or is that always how it is? Well, Noah Martinez sending over another buck. Let me see if he sent over a message this time. Okay, you did send over a message this time. It's just, hi. Well, hello. Dude, thank you very much for the now 3. I appreciate it. Let me go ahead and update. This is a big old D. And Soren01 sending over a buck as well. The last message of, got a little over 7 mil battleships waiting for 20% boost. Damn, dude. What's the average units on 1 million? Should I go regular or uncollected? If you don't go uncollected, you're going to be there all day popping popping regular arena crystals. No, I would absolutely go uncollected with that, though, man. It's the same amount of units either way. You're just going to have a chance to get the 5-star with the uncollected, really, and a higher chance to get the 4-star, which means slightly more gold. But the average units on 1 million, it's roughly like 1,800 units. That's what you're good. Oof, dude. Good luck. I hope you get some good luck on those units. Hope you get all the units in the world. It's gonna feel nice seeing that stack of units when you're done, I'm sure. Alright, everyone's Everyone, all right. Everyone's saying it's not no choppiness though, which is good. From what I could tell, at least. Black Seraphim sending over another buck as well. Just saying wall. Okay. Black Seraphim, thank you very much, dude. Appreciate that. Alright, well, I mean, I don't know. I can't mess around with the stream settings anymore. I tried for like... I tried on stream with people over on Twitch for a while, and then I tried tinkering around with a whole bunch of settings on my own for a while. I can't spend any more time. Not now, at least. I would like to fix it at some point, but I have no idea what the issue could be at this point. Rip934 and an over 5 saying I was messing around with my new 565 Aegon in Labyrinth and got to Magic before I died in Path 7. I guess I'll finish the path. Damn, dude. Yeah, I would say so. Dude, you're just moving right along. All the way to Magic before you died. Well then. Rip934, thank you so much for the 5. Go ahead and finish out that path, dude. It ain't even going to take you that long at this rate, probably. Mo the Awesome also sending over a buck. Thanks, dude. Your last one is, today's a good day. Pull the 5-star Corvus Glaive after I rank 5 my Captain Sparkles. And a 6-star Gulk, first good 6-star. Anyways, Voodoo or Man-Thing in your opinion? I'm sticking with Voodoo for ability accuracy reduction and utility. Well, they're different types of champions, you know? Exactly. Voodoo has the ability accuracy reduction. And the healing that Voodoo has. Well, I guess they both have healing if Man-Thing's awakened. I honestly definitely prefer playing Man-Thing, as you probably know. If everyone doesn't know it by now, then where you've been the past week or so. I really, really strongly prefer playing Man-Thing over Voodoo. For most situations, if you need ability accuracy reduction and power control, you got to go with Voodoo though, and those things may be more important, you know. But in terms of damage, Man-Thing wins. In terms of health and survivability, Man-Thing wins. The armor break utility sometimes is really important. Man-Thing works way better with the Despair Mastery than Voodoo does. Yeah, it's really just the ability accuracy reduction and power control that Voodoo has over Man-Thing, but those are two very important things. So, Black Seraphim saying playing with it. Playing with it, huh? What does this mean? Does this mean what I think it means? Which means, of course, playing with your Man-Thing, like everyone should enjoy. But dude, thank you very much for the now 5 as well. Okay, let's hit the arena. Brian, you totally look like someone who can pull a chick anytime, anywhere. Well, Jason, you're not wrong. But I have to tone it down. My strong sexual appeal. You know, because I'm married. But, of course. A guy like me with this hair, and clearly in the best shape of my life. BGE, do we know how many active players are in MCOC? Does Kabam share that info? Also, how would you feel if they buffed Man-Thing to where the special 3 had a chance to turn all buffs? Sorry. Do we know how many active players in MCOC? Kabam doesn't share that info, as far as I know, no. And also, how do you feel if they buffed Man-Thing to where with special 3 had a chance to turn all buffs to poison? I don't know if you would always want that. I mean, I don't think it would matter much, to be honest, if they did that. If they turned all of his buffs to poison or not. I'm trying to think if you would want that always. There's some interactions there that may not work as well. For example, Mystic Dispersion. You would be in less control of Mystic Dispersion. If it turns all the I don't think you would get any power, actually. Either you wouldn't get any power, or you may get too much power with Mystic Dispersion. I think they should just leave it as is. In some fights it would be great if it did do that, but in others not so much. Got pixelated there. Oh man, yeah, there's nothing I can do about it, I don't think. I don't know. I jacked up the bitrate, so to let you guys in on what I did, I messed around with pretty much every setting that I could. I watched a bunch of tutorials, all this stuff. Messed around with every setting I could. Oh, my bitrate dipped below right there. I just noticed. But you know, I had the bitrate set to about 3,500 previously, and now I have it set to about 6,000. It's oh man, it's sometimes dipping below quite a bit though. I wonder if it's my upload speed. It might be my upload speed. I got a 1 second pause just now? Really? And it wasn't just a 1 second pause where I wasn't talking, because sometimes I have a 1 second or longer pause while thinking. You definitely changed contrast, and you were slightly losing quality during motion. Well, I know I'm losing quality during motion. That was what was happening before. The little loading circle that spins around. Okay. Let me know if that continues. Maybe it was just a fluke, but maybe it was because of the extra info being sent to YouTube. It's definitely upload speed. It might be. Oh man. All I'm hearing is it's time to go to Twitch. No, Doobs, I went to Twitch. It didn't fix things. I went there to test and see if it was better on Twitch, and it wasn't. Man. I wish it wasn't so expensive to like upgrade the plan, man. I actually like not too long ago. It was maybe 2 months ago now, or a month ago, something like that. My plan with Comcast changed, and it like took away the special offer they had, and the price went up like 20 bucks, and I was like, no way. let me contact these guys. So you know, contacted them, was talking to them for like, I don't know, an hour or something. Finally got them to agree to just put the price back down where it was. And keep like the same speed that I had all this time. But of course they kept like trying to upsell me on certain things, and you know, the additional like upload speed, it's so much more expensive, man. I probably would have to pay like an extra 20 bucks a month. But I hate having crappy. I hate having the crappy quality. Maybe I'll get it changed. Maybe I'll try that out, see if that helps. Anyway, there was a couple of super chats. Thank you guys. Yuki sent over 3 of them Polish bucks. Yuki, your last one is best of luck with 6.3 Legend Run, Brian, and read last. Okay. Last one is Brian, 6 paths left to 100% 6.3. 1 in 6.3.4 power gain, and 5 in 6.3.5. Still close and yet so far. Overall, it's not as bad as 6.2 was in a lot of places. However, some paths are proper BS. Dude, it sounds like you're knocking it out though, man. You're almost done already. Crushing it, dude. Crushing it. Dude, Yuki, thank you very much for the 3. I'm sure it'll feel good to get that all knocked out. That's kind of what I've been hearing too, is that it's overall maybe not as difficult as 6.2, but it still has its places where there's where it's can be pretty tough. I'm excited to head in there, and at the same time a little bit scared about it. Ryu sent over 25 of them PHPs too, saying the Black Widow movie trailer teased 3 things. Taskmaster. Well, hold on, I don't want to read this stuff out loud, man. Some people don't like to watch those trailers for a very good reason. 1 thing, 2 thing, and new thing. Who are you hyped up the most? Oh, I'm not gonna watch it. The Black Widow movie? Nah. I doubt that I would watch that. Also, how do you feel about Kabam earning 55 million last Black Friday? Did they get 55 million on Black Friday? You sure it was 55 million? That sounds like a lot more than I would think. 55 million. I mean, I know Kabam made a lot of money, but 55 million sounds a bit excessive. Is that accurate? Cameron saying no, they got 2.7 million. That sounds more realistic. 2.7 million. Heard 3.5. 55 was all the microtransactions combined for like all games. Is that what you're saying? What's up, Last Iron? Hey, BG. My bad that I haven't been around in the stream lately because the 7-year-old drew me a picture of the sun wearing sunglasses, and I wondered for days what the hell it was protecting its eyes from. Oh, man. Dude, that's a thinker. That's a real thinker right there, man. I understand. I feel like you'd have to go outside to really understand and break that one down, and I'm not ready to do that. 2.7 in the US and worldwide 5 million. Is that what it is? Man, I don't know, but either way, crazy amounts of money. Hopefully they put it to good use, developing fun stuff, things that people actually want. Why am I still in this arena? Oh, you know what? I should be doing the alpha arena more than anything, probably. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, hopefully they put it to good use. And not just, like, swim in it Scrooge McDuck style. They made 50. They made over 50 and set a single-day record for a mobile game. Did they? All right, hold on. How do you? Do I just type it in? How much money did Kabam make on Black Friday 2019? The top revenue driver was 2014's Marvel ContestChampions from San Francisco-based publisher Kabam, generating 2.7 million on Black Friday. Its best single-day performance since July 7. This is from HollywoodReporter.com. I don't know which one of these sites to trust. Because then it also says... Well, there's another thing here that says mobile game spending hits single-day record of 70 million on Black Friday. So that sounds like that's all of mobile games. And then the top earner was Marvel Contest of Champions. That sounds like what it is. Yeah. I hate to say it, but sometimes there's some misinformation spread if people don't look into things enough and just kind of make assumptions, or yeah. Always gotta check your. Unfortunately, some people don't check this stuff enough, and just it's a shame. People should look into it more before spreading that type of stuff. Because once it's spread, then it's easy to keep spreading it. If there's someone spreading that misinfo. But that's still a buttload of money. That's still an absolute buttload of money. Yeah, hopefully they put it to good use, is all I'm going to say. I know they hired a bunch of people, or apparently hired a bunch of people, compared to, like you know, over the last year or so, or whatever it is. Or I guess they probably just never stopped hiring people, because they've always been making money, right? It's probably been a steady increase in staff for this game. But hopefully they actually make some cool stuff. I still heard Kabam made 55 mil. Changed my mind. Well, you can think whatever you want, I guess. Hope the money doesn't go to MRock, just saying. Well, I mean, some of the money's going to MRock. Some of the money's going to... I'm sure there's other, you know... Let's just say they have 2 games that we know of. Or no, I mean, they have more than 2 games that we know of. Let's face it, there's a few. But anyway, I'm sure there's other games that money's going towards too, or thinking, you know, early planning stages. I'm sure they have people. They're not going to put it all back into MCOC. It's understandable, but hopefully they put a solid chunk of it back in. Which it would make sense for them to put a solid chunk of it back in if, you know, like, if this game is still going to be like their top earner, and they don't know if MRock is gonna like how successful it's gonna be. I'm sure it's gonna be successful. It's Marvel, but this game is still their bread earner, man. Have they hinted at when MRock is dropping it all? No, they just said next year. Which I still think we're gonna get it. I still think it's gonna come out like late next year. I have a feeling it's gonna be like I have a feeling it's going to be like an open beta type of launch that happens right after Comic-Con next year. Or like that weekend basically, or something like that, roughly around that time. I don't know when the best way to release it would be, but yeah, I just have a feeling that's what they're going to do. They're going to hype it up for a long time. Maybe they'll have some closed beta stuff. Or, I mean, maybe the open beta would hit before then, and then they would talk more about it. Yeah, maybe it would hit before Comic-Con, and then at Comic-Con they would talk more about it and stuff. I don't know. Yuki sending over another 3. Saying they've earned less than last Cyber Monday. In 2018, it was 3.3 million. I mean, some people did say the 2.7 was like just in the U.S. I'm too lazy to click on the link to read more about it myself. So, but interesting. I wonder if it was like a record-breaking year for like the whole mobile industry, and then that was led by this game, even though last year the whole industry made less, but Kabam made more, something like that. Who knows, man? Too lazy to look into it, and kind of don't care. You know, it's one of those things, man, like, as long as the game is successful, as long as the game is making money, and as long as the game's not going to get shut down, that's really the only thing I care about. As for how much money, well, it's not like any of us are seeing that money, you know. But Yuki, thank you very much for another 3, dude. BG answer, Randy Ellis question. I think we feel the same about it. Requires more than I wrote. All right, you got a call out from Dubes, so let me see. Thoughts on Namor or Omega for Awakening Gem? I think Omega Red is the more useful champion between the two. Omega Red, like, they're both good champions, but Omega Red, he can just cover more things in this game than Namor can. And if you're running the Suicide Masteries, it also feels like it's easier to keep the champion alive. If you're not running Suicide Masteries, though, then Omega Red, like, maybe he's not the way to go, and maybe Namor would be the way to go. It's kind of hard to say when not running Suicides, because Omega Red benefits from them so much. The one thing I will say about those two champions is that they both require a relatively high Sig level. And I wouldn't really awaken either unless you could also feed a solid chunk of stones into them. I'm talking about like Sig 60 at like a minimum, but ideally higher than that even. But yeah, if you're running Suicides, the answer is definitely Omega. If you are not running Suicides, it's kind of a toss-up between the two. I don't know what I would do if I wasn't running Suicides. Stubbs, no, you did not miss the Legends Run. Legends Run got postponed to Sunday. I'm still doing my planning and stuff like that. What's up, Lags, by the way? Lags, you're gonna appreciate all the extra time that's going into the planning. I was gonna half-ass it, but no, we're going full double butt cheeks on this one. It's getting planned out. The plan is this, guys. Pete and I are more than likely going to start our Legends run at the same time on Sunday. And it's gonna be, we're gonna start very early. We're gonna start basically when our champions are free from war. We need our champions to be free from war. And the earlier that we start, the better, because it is going to be a long run. So yeah, that could be as early. I don't know. I don't know what time our champions get cleared from war. I want to say roughly like 9 a.m., but it could be earlier or it could be later, depending on delays and stuff. And are you and Pete going to be in the same call? I don't know about that. I think it would be too distracting if we were. But maybe, like, I don't know. I don't know if I'm necessarily gonna need help like navigating the run. I don't know. This is kind of a last minute decision, so we haven't figured that part out yet. I didn't really want to do it this way, honestly. It's just kind of happened because I needed the extra time. Seraph Duke, congrats on your Legends run. 72nd place. Nice, man. Well done. Congrats on Legends title. What's up, B. Daniels? Did 20 rounds in Arena. I'm at 2.8 million in featured 5-star and one more path in Labyrinth. Finally, and one more path in Variant 1.2.2. Getting motivation. Maybe? Nice, dude. Keep it going. Keep it going, B. Daniels. Let's toss these champs in. Being on the same call would be a mistake. Also, I'd love to talk money with some of the Kabam folks. Fascinating topic to me. Maybe future podcast. I would like to talk with them about it too, but from like a speculation standpoint, I don't really care how much they make. But I would love to like actually talk to them. Like, I don't know how much they'd be able to share about it, but that is something I've thought about before. Like, I would like to know. Honestly, the biggest thing that I want to know is like where the money comes from, as in like what people spend on the most. You know, what percentage of their revenue comes from Cavalier crystals? What percentage, you know, comes from boosts and potions for war and stuff like that? That's what I'd want to know the most. But there's other things that I would want to know too, but they're not gonna say that stuff. There's no way. I think even if I don't even think that most people at Kabam know that stuff. I'm sure there's a handful of people that know, of course, but like champion designers and quest designers and stuff like that, I'm sure they don't know that stuff. They might have some idea if Kabam, you know, if let's say like the champion producer or something like that ask them to design, you know, to keep something in mind when designing the next champion or something. Hey, we need to make more money in this champion. Can you up their prestige? Just toss another 1,000 prestige on them. Okay, well, got to crash and drive early in AM, so good night to all and have a great stream, BG. Alright, B. Daniels. Later, dude. What if AQ could be run again right after finishing AQ? Max of 5 times for the week. You could finish early or late. Rewards might be delayed, but would open up some possible freedom with our champs. Ooh. Open up possible freedom with champs, yeah, but I don't think that'd be good, man. That means it would start at different times every day, and sometimes start when people are sleeping and stuff like that. It'd be hard to organize stuff like that. Legend Run race will make it even more interesting. I'm excited. What time are you hoping for? Lags, what was your time again? Hi, hope you keep up the wonderful work you do. Thanks, man. Internet was down for 48 hours. Oh, God. And you made it out alive? That's tough. Lags, your time was 11 hours and 26 minutes? Okay. I'm hoping for 11 hours and 25 minutes. I feel like that's exactly what they did with Doom and Surfer. Hey, these are some seriously desired champs. Can we just jack up the prestige and really watch the dough flow? Yeah, man. I don't know. I like. I'm sure. I'm sure to some extent they were like, yeah, we'll make a buttload of money off of these champions. Let's release. You know, let's release them around the holidays. We'll build up the hype throughout the whole year. Release them around the holidays. This is when people are going to be spending the most, all this stuff, right? I'm sure that's a big part of it. I'm also curious, though, if they had other reasons in mind as well. And here's where, like, I would love to ask them this. I would love to ask them this exact question, but I doubt they would have. I doubt they would answer it, or answer it honestly, right? They might have to dodge it a little bit. But I would love to ask them, hey, is the only reason that you guys bumped up the prestige in such a dramatic way, was that only to drive sales, or was it partially to drive sales, but partially to bridge the gap between 5 and 6 stars, since now 6 stars are starting to take over prestige-wise? You know, who would care about a new 5-star if the prestige wasn't somewhere kind of heading in that direction closer to the 6 stars? So is it is it serving that dual purpose to, yeah, get people interested in buying crystals and bridging that gap, or was it just, no, we need to let's just not even thinking about that, you know? Like, there's it, because obviously they can't just be like, hey, we want to, you know, let's just inflate this number like crazy, because they can't do that on every single champion, right? Or else the number is quickly extremely out of control, and I feel like the game will pop like a balloon and just fly around the room for a little bit, and then boom, it's done. And yeah, they gotta slow play things, you know? Because I feel like they could have made just as much money had they kept the prestige still high, still higher than Fraggle Rock, but not as high, and then maybe tuned them to be even stronger than they are, you know, add some extra attack to them, get people to really get excited for them, for reasons other than prestige and stuff like that. Like, I want to know all this stuff, but they're not gonna say, you know. I doubt they can go into it much when, like, the financial side of things are involved. So funny thing today, I think. The FBI showed up at my front-facing neighbor's house this morning at 6 a.m. I was awakened by gunshots. Whoa. Loud banging and the FBI using a megaphone. Damn. I'm glad you're okay, man. That sounds like a situation you don't really want to be close to. That happened, funny thing, that actually happened in our old apartment in New Jersey. There was a bunch of SWAT outside and everything. It was interesting. Did you watch Dorky Dave's vid with some of the creators with community questions? I did watch it, yeah. One of them, when talked about Prestige, talked about it making a champ more desirable, so it's no secret. Well, I mean, no, of course. Like, yeah, Prestige, you know, increasing the desirability of a champion. No, of course that's no secret, but I want to know, like, I want to know more, you know? Hoping you get it. I'll take the 61st bullet for you, Lags. No, man, we're both going to get it. Don't talk like that. Sheet is stupid, but I took up Surfer because I like how he spins on that board. Ethan, nice. You got yourself a Silver Surfer, huh? Congrats. BG, what do you think the Christmas in-game present is going to be? Nexus 5-star crystal for all Cavaliers? I don't really know. Last year it was an Awakening gem, right? 5-star Awakening gem. Nexus crystals is certainly a possibility. If they're going to do something. BGE 6-star crystal time for Hoochie Wave. Can you say hip hop till you drop? Now? Is that when she's tapping it? Did I start too early? Let me know when to say that. ABG, I'm pulling thorns from my leg because I fell into a thorn bush. Oof. That's never a good time. Yeesh. Hey, little Nancy boy. Drunk and on the floor. Have you ever realized how comfy the floor really can be? Shh. The floor is calling me. Obviously you're drunk. Even if you didn't tell me you were drunk, I would have figured it out. Wait a minute. Hell yeah, dude. She got a 6-star Sentinel. What? Congrats. That's awesome. But anyway, back to Kurz, the about the floor being comfy. Sometimes it actually is. Yeah. I've talked about it before, but I'll say it again too, man. I do some of my best thinking just laying down on the floor. I feel like I'm able to stay more still on the floor sometimes in a way. And I'm able to think more clearly if I just lay down on my back on the floor and just kind of like close my eyes or just stare up at the ceiling or something. No distractions. It's crazy how much better I think without any sort of distraction, any sort of like, you know, no kind of noise, no TV on, no YouTube video playing or anything like that. I'm not looking at a screen. Pretty sure that's how Apple was started. Is it really, or are you just messing with me? ABG, what is the safe score for Namor? Really hard to say. I mean, I have my prediction at 2.8, and even that, I have no idea how accurate that is. He could go way lower. He could go higher than that. I don't know. I don't really know. I would say a safe score would be over 3.5 million. That's when you enter like safe territory. I would say like 3.6 would be pretty safe. Also, where's Laura? How's she been? Haven't seen her in a while. She's good. She's been very busy with work. We still have a video planned together. I just realized the way I said that might have come off wrong. But MCOC video. Get your minds out of the gutter, people. Must be discouraging being free to play these days. Been out for only 3 months, and the odds of returning to endgame seems impossible. I will say the last little stretch of time has really accelerated things, more so than just about any other stretch of time I could think of. And I think that's just because we're entering like a new rank up territory. And it's not just like, I don't know, it feels like 6 stars are harder to obtain than 5 stars were originally. I don't know how true this is, because it took me a long time to be able to get 5 stars. 5 stars were, like, I wasn't an endgame player when 5 stars were out. But I don't know, the difference between 5 and 6 stars, it feels more expensive to get a 6 star built up than it does than it did for 5 stars. But again, I wasn't really around for the whole the initial 5 star rankings. But yeah, it certainly feels more expensive. You know what? You know what I think part of it is? I think part of it is that there's no like limit on the 5 stars. when wait, well, hold on. Did I say that wrong? I might have said the wrong number. There's no limit on like the 6 stars, as in when a new champion comes out like Silver Surfer, he's available as a 6 star. When 5 stars were coming out, it wasn't like that. When 5 stars were coming out, it was like, okay, you can open up a 5-star crystal, and there's a very limited pool of champions that you can pull from. And these champions, you know, there's a couple good ones. Most of them are crappy. But it felt maybe not as difficult to go after like one that they'd want and duplicate that champion and stuff like that. I mean, getting a champion and getting a 6-star champion and duplicating them, let alone getting a high sig level, feels just so much more difficult than it ever felt like with the 5 stars. So yeah, I don't know. It definitely feels different this time around. I don't know exactly how to fix that either, because what are you gonna do? They're not gonna make 6-star 6 stones more readily available. Let's face it, the 5-star 6 stones are still really hard to get. The class catalysts are super hard to get right now. I could see the class catalysts, the amount that you get, I could see that going up. Maybe not to a crazy level or anything, but I could see that going up in the very near future. But just the obtainability, like just getting these 6 stars. If you're not popping open large quantities of 6 star of like Cavalier crystals and getting lucky with them and stuff, I don't know. They're gonna have to do something. If somebody donated $1 million to you in real life, would you deny it, or what would you do with it? I would have to know who was donating that $1 million. If they were like a super rich person and a $1 million to them is like nothing, then I'd be like, well, okay, thank you very much. If it was like someone just made $1 million and they were just like, I don't want any of this money, here, take it all, I'd be like, no man, you got to give that to charity or something. Like, if you want to give it away, cool, don't give it to me. I can't accept your $1 million, all of your money. They would have to be super rich for me to accept it. And then I think I would start a, I don't know, maybe I'd start a game studio with it. Heyo, what's up, Art of Chaos? How you doing? I see Star saying yes, 750k should be good for 3-star Masacre. Brian's guess on screen is 700k. Go higher if you want to be sure, but most rerun 3 stars aren't much higher than that. I was actually curious about that, Star. Do you have info on that type of thing? Which, by the way, aren't you not supposed to be here until your study stuff is done with or whatever? Actually, how's that going? How's the progress on the paper? But I was kind of curious if my 700k thing, if that's even accurate or not. I'm not totally sure. Careful, Brian. They only want to touch your banana. Yes, maybe. Could pay someone to build a website. I mean, people offer to make the website for free. I wouldn't even need to pay someone. Plenty of people offer to help out on that, but I feel like I wouldn't learn. Listen, I don't want to talk about the website, alright? It's been a rough day already trying to solve these stream issues. It felt exactly like a day of programming, where it's just like, man, nothing I'm doing is working. So yeah, I don't even want to think about the website today. BG, if someone asked to donate you money or open, to open certain crystals, would you do it? Like $100 for 10 feature calves? Nah. Nope, the account's free to play. It doesn't matter if someone donated. I wouldn't. People have offered to do that. One person offered $500, but only if I spent it on. It was Grandmaster crystals at the time. It's before calf crystals. Nah. It's more fun to me to not pop the crystals. That's what it comes down to. It's not even like a, I don't know what you'd call it, but yeah, I just rather not open crystals, actually. I know, it's weird. Is Brian a web designer? I saw someone tag Brian on Twitter for something related. Well, technically, sure. Not really a professional one, but you know those rainforest and storm ambience noise makers to help people sleep? BG should be on those too. Does it help? I have heard it helps other people fall asleep. It's good. I prepped some study stuffs for tomorrow. Need to do more for the paper, and I'm gonna do it till after the first exams, as I do have the time left before it's due. Okay. All right. What's the deal with Kendall Special 2? Keep getting tagged at the end. Oh, I haven't even fought that guy yet. BG, did you already do your Legends run? No, it got changed to Sunday. I just was not ready to do it today. Needed more time to prep. Still need more time to prep. It's taking longer than expected. I mean, you know, everything I do takes longer than expected. It's gonna be on my tombstone one day. The years I was alive, and then longer than expected. But it's taking a long time to plan this whole thing out. BG, you inspired me to make a spreadsheet of my champions to plan out my next rank ups to get to be Cavalier. Thanks for being a smart player who inspires me. Bryce, awesome dude. Sounds good, man. $50 for egg opening? Nah, the egg's not getting opened for money either. Hey Brian, just pulled a 5-star Luke Cage and I have a Science Awakening gem. Should I rank him up and awaken his ability? Kevin, I would not recommend doing that. Not the Awakening, at least. Luke Cage, he's a pretty solid champion. And he's worth ranking. Oh god, hold on, I'm gonna sneeze. Wait. It's going away. Maybe. Am I gonna sneeze? No, I think he went back in. Luke Cage, though, you can rank him up. He doesn't, you know, you don't need to take him to, like, the highest ranks. I would say, I don't know exactly which ranks you're talking about, but he's good enough to go to, like, all the way up to rank 4, even. But if you have him at, like, if you just pulled him, if you could take him to rank 2, awesome. If you could take him to rank 3, cool. Rank 4 is like, you gotta really start thinking who else you have available too. And then rank 5, I would say don't do it. B-Max said no over $1. Where's less? If BG spent money, I'd be super sad unless it was to save kids from cancer or something. Well, man. I would do that, yeah. But yeah, I'm not gonna be spending money in game. Don't you worry about that. Oh, that's another question that I actually, speaking of, that's another question that I've always wanted to ask Kabam, but I figured there's no way they would be able to tell me this. Like, I always wanted to know other, like, completely free-to-play accounts and just kind of look at them. Just as something to, like, compare my account to, you know? I don't know where I stand in terms of other people who haven't spent. It's totally possible for someone to have a higher total base hero rating without spending. There are people who grind arena harder than I do. There are people who are just better at the game than me. Better fighters for Alliance War and stuff like that. But I'm curious how many of them, you know, don't spend, kind of thing. BG running his website like an itemless stream. Any mistakes, and he starts all over. Well, I have kind of started over a couple of times, but no, the last time I officially started over was a long time ago. But man, like, obviously I get you're joking, but man, it hurts. It hurts. There have been those times though where I was just sitting there thinking, like, dude, maybe I do need to start over, and like I actually would do that. Of course, like I would keep all of the like all, you know, I guess it's like technically not starting over, because there was a bunch of things where I'm just like, okay, I could just replug this back into these pages and stuff or whatever. Anyway, let's not talk about it anymore, man. Like I said, it's been a rough day. BG, your account is more advanced than mine. I've been playing almost 3 years and about 5K in. Only have 8 rank 5 and 2 rank 2 6 stars. I mean, that's pretty damn good though, I would say. That's basically where my account is at. Except I've been playing for an additional year over you. But yeah, of course, there is that difference of the price. I think you've always been a free-to-play person. Haven't met anyone free-to-play on your level. I mean, there's... I know there's people even in like other master alliances that are free-to-play-ish. Meaning, like, they don't spend any they don't spend money anymore, maybe, but maybe they've picked up a deal in the past or something like that. I know there's definitely people like that, or extremely seldom spenders, you know, emergency type situation, maybe pick up some units, something like that. But I'm curious if there's you know, anyone else like completely free to play. I wouldn't even like. It's not even something that I would want to like share publicly to like brag about it. Check this out. I'm the #1 guy who didn't spend money. Like, who cares? But just out of like my own curiosity, it's kind of like it'd be like if you were exploring new land back in the early days of humanity. You're exploring new land and you're just like, I wonder if there's other people here. You know, you're like, boats were just invented. You took a boat across the ocean, and so far all you see is animals. Oh man, the way I didn't finish. I just realized the way I said it made just compared people who spend to animals, but I didn't mean it like that, okay? I just meant it's like different, you know? And then, but you want to see if there's other people. But I should say it the other way. All you see is people, but you're curious if there's animals. There we go. This is all sounding very bad. Unintentionally. Oh my goodness. BG, what are you talking about? Don't you know your fellow free-to-play YouTuber Seaton? He refuses to spend a dime in this game, especially on featured calves. That's true. That's true. He does have a free-to-play account. So, yeah. Metaphors aren't your strong suit. I know. Star. I really have a lot of non-strong suits. Put it in the words category. Words are hard. So, how's everybody doing? Now that I've just accidentally insulted a lot of people. Free to play since Surfer Crystals came out. Pretty good self-control, I would say. Yeah. You're doing great. 2020 New Year's resolution, don't spend any money in MCOC. Look, I should also say, there's nothing wrong with spending, man. I've never felt there was anything wrong with spending. So, if you want to make that your resolution just because fun, or just because money's tight or something like that, then go for it. But, if it's not going to be fun for you, then I don't think there's anything wrong with spending. BG, what if someone offered you $20 to do a whole stream with a banana pipe in your mouth? No smoking required. Aaron Abido, you think I could be bought for $20? Is it one of the new bills? Like crisp? Or is it like an old washed up one? I don't want some 20 bucks out of your gym shorts, man. Would you lend your voice for an audiobook? Any of your choosing. An audiobook? No way. Who would want to hear me read an audiobook? I think I'd be terrible at that. I could barely read to myself. Reading out loud just like adds a whole new level to it of like, oh man. I mean, maybe it wouldn't be that bad if I was just reading a recording that I could like read through multiple times or something like that. But I don't think that'd be good for me. What's up, BG? First time watching you live. Welcome. I'm not spending any more money on MCOC. I probably won't spend any less though either. It's fair. I had my first war in the Gold 1 alliance I'm in. Other alliance accused me of buying my account, and then I had no skill. Oh no. Half right. Oh man. Art of Chaos, you're missed, dude. You should come back. George. Do me a favor and don't regardless of how you feel about other people, especially the other YouTubers, you just keep that stuff to yourself, man. There's no need to bring that stuff in here. You know? No need to bring any kind of hate. All you gotta do, if you don't like a certain someone, then you just don't watch their content. That's all it is. Everybody has their own thing that they like or dislike. Depends on how long the words are in the book. Oh, that's true. If there's some long words, I wouldn't be able to handle it no matter how many times I read it. To be honest, if it weren't for those spenders, the game would have shut down by now. Exactly. I'm gonna die here. Yep, there's no chance of winning the fight. Exactly. Spenders allow me and a lot of other people to play. So, So shout out to the spinners. First War in Gold won this season was against another alliance that was also over 40 mil rating, and they went hard. I don't get how some alliances are this low with how serious they seem to take war. Huh. And how stacked they are. Maybe, Dubes, it might have been an alliance that, you know, just changed did the whole shell swapping thing, you know? Like maybe they're a master level alliance and they're just doing it that way to get easier wars, easier wins, but they're like want to build back up or something like that. I don't know. Maybe they couldn't find another higher alliance to switch to buy resources in or something. BG, what do you think about the rumor to change weekly donations into a map entry cost? Each player pays on entry into the map each day. Where's this rumor coming from is the first thing I'm curious about. The second thing I would say is I don't think that's a good thing. I mean, it's got pros and cons. The pros to it is that it would prevent people from buying donations from bots, basically. So it would make botting. People would still bot for other reasons, but it would take that out of the system a bit. I would hope that it would reduce the overall cost. Like if Kabam did that it would reduce the cost to enter the map. Because if they didn't, and they killed the against TOS ways of getting these resources, then that would prevent a lot of people from even playing these higher level maps. But I always have this theory that, like, you know, some of the donation costs, they're the way they are because of these extra resources that exist. Like if Kabam is looking at all the resources in game and looking at how many each player has and everything, and if players are able to buy these donations through illegal means, please don't do this, people, by the way, then they see, oh, there's no issue with resources. These players have these resources. We can keep the donation costs high. We can jack them up even higher. But it would be bad for a number of reasons. Number one, what if somebody isn't keeping track of their resources? They just spent their gold on a rank up, and now they they can't join the map. They can't, you know, the alliance can't start the map because of that. Like, that'd be, I can't imagine Kabam doing it for that reason alone. It would also be bad because it it would prevent trading with one another. To, like, if you have somebody who spends a lot or grinds arena a lot and they just have an infinite supply of gold and they want to help out another player, I think that's a really cool thing, you know? Someone making a donation for someone else or doing some sort of donation trade. I think that's good. I think that's good for the game. So yeah, I'm curious where that rumor comes from, because I can't imagine Kabam doing it. BG in a pretty stacked ISO 8 alliance, and today we were all online deciding how we appreciate you most. No spending plus highly skilled. Well, thanks, man. I appreciate that. I was once free to play like you, but I decided I had to spend for the community, mind you. Abdo, thank you, man. I'm serious when I say, man, like shout out to the spenders. And that I appreciate the spenders, because for real, man, like a lot of games don't last this long. You know what I mean? And for this game to continue going, and I'm still really hopeful that Kabam does like some like 2020 is a big year for MCOC, and they make dungeons good. They make some changes to war that are good. I don't know. I'm hoping they make some real good, like, solid changes that everyone likes. I feel like some of the other changes they've made in the past haven't always been too well received. I think Dungeons disappoints me the most. Like, I don't know. There's a lot of things that I would change if I could. But I feel like Dungeons, it's like, oh man, really? You guys could do so much with this. But when I talked to Kabam at Comic-Con about it, they did say, like, you know, yeah, Dungeons is not its final form as is, so. They couldn't really say what's coming to Dungeons or anything like that, but hopefully it's good stuff. Okay, gonna turn off all alarms, turn on some Enya type BS music, and coma the F out. Alright, Dysentery Joe. Later, dude. ABJ opens the stream to contemplating your place in the free-to-play universe. Deep topics this evening. Very deep. I think I read that Kabam made something like 2.7 million. Yeah, we were talking about that a little bit earlier. Our cast. If Kabam sold resources for map 7, then it would make shell swapping drastically slow down IMO. Well, they do sell resources. You can buy them directly in your Alliance donation tab. I think here's the thing. I think reducing the donations would be a good thing, and I haven't always felt that way. The only reason I haven't always felt that way, well, two reasons, I guess. Number one, this is going back to like the Map 6 days. When Map 6 first came out, originally I didn't know that people could run Map 6 like all the time. And I thought, what's it called? I thought that it was like, oh no, you're just not able to do that. You're just not able to, and it actually would be like an interesting choice to make of like how frequently you could run Map 6, and it can give you an advantage, or you know, if you're willing to like go like next level over someone. But then the reality is no, it's like that's terrible. If you're at the point in the game where you're running Map 6, or in this case now Map 7, like you don't want to run these other maps. You know, like why? It just doesn't feel good going down a level when you're able to do the higher level maps. So I didn't understand that when Map 6 first came out. So I thought like, oh yeah, high donations. I mean, you know, it gives players that interesting choice. But yeah, I don't feel that the same way now. And then the other reason that I felt differently about it in the past was the resources didn't seem as tight back then. For one, the loyalty. What can you spend loyalty on in the past? The loyalty was like, okay, you can get Unstoppable Colossus. You can get Unstoppable Colossus, and you could buy these special boosts, which honestly, the special boosts, they didn't really matter so much. We didn't have champions like Ghost and Corvus with these massive L2s and the super competitive wars and stuff. It felt like most of these boosts didn't even do a damn thing. Or you can get the mastery cores, but it's like, okay, you can buy those with units. Like loyalty, it didn't seem like it was that. It didn't seem like a tight resource, right? But then we got these 3-minute boosts. War became super competitive. Loyalty got really tight. The gold cost of like ranking up champions, it feels like that has gone up, where it was balanced before because the higher level dupes you got gave more ISO, and like you could sell the ISO and everything like that, but it feels like the gold balance has shifted, where like, yeah, you can open more crystals too to get like more ISO to sell and everything, but we're also just getting more and more rank up materials than we ever did. So that is increasing the cost of ranking up champions. Whereas in the earlier days of like map 6 or something, it didn't feel like you could rank up as many champions. Maybe that's just where I was at in the game, and maybe other people were always ranking up that many champions, but it certainly didn't feel that way. So it feels like those costs over time have gone up, and the donation cost has basically stayed the same. Which you know, kind of means it got more expensive in a way, right? It's just taking like if you have less of a resource, even if a resource somewhere stays the same, it's kind of more expensive. So yeah, I feel like the donation costs shouldn't be as high. And it's not. I'm not saying this because of like my lack of loyalty or gold or whatever. I think I'm fine on those things. I think I'm actually fine. Like I've been grinding more arenas because I want more units, and I think I'm fine on it. But I see other people struggle to keep up with the donations, and it's rough, man. There's that, the amount of people like swapping alliances to buy these third-party resources that causes people, you know, that people are botting to get and stuff like that. It sucks. It'd be nice if there was a different solution to it all. Ryu sending over 25 of them PHPs. Thanks, man. Where's your last one at? Hold on. Sorry if you just heard a Windows ding. That was my computer. Don't check yours. Tweet, Brian. Okay, hold on. Let me check it out. Explain, please. The only thing I could think of is it might just be like a visual bug where someone would have to. Is this you? Is this your screenshot, Ryu, or is this someone else that shared the screenshot with you? I can't put it on screen, but it's an alliance war where basically someone is on a node that it looks like they shouldn't be able to get to because there's like an enemy in the way that hasn't been taken out yet. I'm curious if this is you or someone else. It's an alliance mates. Did they back out and go back in or like restart their game? I've had issues before where I didn't know a node was down. Like I was in there watching. I was watching an alliance member fight a node, and I'm like, okay, you know, What's going on? Why is this taking so long? This can't be good, right? Were you doing like the timeout trick or something here? And you know, like I'm playing on this phone, and I have my other phone with line chat open, and I get tagged that I'm clear, and I'm just like, huh? And I back out and I go back in, and yeah, like the node was down. So I'm guessing that could be the issue here, because otherwise, yeah, there's no way that this would be a possibility. So I don't know if that, yeah, I don't know. Dupe saying, yeah, that's a visual bug with going into another app while keeping the screen up and coming back in. See, I don't even go into any other apps on this phone. This phone is strictly MCOC, but I might have accidentally like hit the edge of the screen or something like that, which causes basically it's like if the app was minimized. Maybe that happened to me. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, it's stuff like that does happen, though. That's the only thing I could think of, though. It just sucks how you can't farm loyalty. Yeah, I mean, the other thing about resources is you know, you don't really have much choice in how you get the resources. That's another like big thing that I think I would, if I was in control of MCOC, that's something else that I would change. Is I would make it so that there's more ways to get these resources, instead of every single area of the game having their own resource. It would be, you know, you have a choice of what you want to do to get these resources. And the best example of that I can give is if they were to add a small-scale PvP mode. Adding an additional node with already so much stuff to do in game is just overwhelming. But if they had one set of PvP rewards you can get, either through Alliance War or the small-scale PvP mode, and you have your choice. You can take your pick on which route you want to go. I mean, I kind of said the same thing when the dungeons were first introduced, but I know not everybody was on board with that idea, but it was kind of a similar concept of you can grind for champions. The game is bugging out on me, by the way. You can grind for like the basic champion from the arena, or you can basically grind for them in the dungeons, and the two would be kind of put together, so you can play dungeons when a buddy is on, but when a buddy is not on, you can just play solo in the arena, and it's all contributing towards it. It'd be a good way to help out friends. You know what I mean? Like if you got somebody into the game, you're like, hey, check this game out, man. It's pretty cool. You like Marvel? Cool. Download this game. In other games, you're able to help out your friends. You're able to kind of, you know, get them into the game a little bit. Which, you know, sometimes it has downsides too. If you help them too much, then feels like they can't do anything without you, or, you know, feels like their other progression is meaningless. But it'd be nice if there was a way to, you know, help your buddy play and get something a little bit more meaningful than the other junk that they get in the dungeons. You're not gonna pop your special 3, right, Hello? Nope, you dummy. And then yeah, people can take their pick. Find arena boring? Well, cool, you got dungeons. If you don't like either, well, then you're screwed. But at least it opens up an option. Or getting battle chips from the dungeons, you know. Getting battle chips from the dungeons, getting whatever else. I would love to see stuff like that. Just the option. It makes games a lot more interesting instead of having one way to do something, and if you don't like that one thing, it's not as interesting. Usually I abandoned Euthanitis today. I felt guilty, but I just missed those map 7 rewards too much. I'm now a scroll. Also, I took Colossus and hyped to rank 5. 20 now? 20 rank 5s? Damn, dude. That's a lot of rank 5s. Awesome. With the gifting event, do you think you would be able to gift units to other accounts? I mean, sort of. Yeah, it's kind of always been a thing. You can't actually gift units, but you can gift like mastery cores that cost units, you know, or gift crystals that cost units. Those types of things. So there's that. Then you have the issue with you running a Beyond God tier champ and they're coming in hot with their fresh 2-star Spidey. Yeah, but if it's your friend, you're okay with it. If it's some random person, then you're pissed. But if you're just looking to help your buddy out, you don't even have to go in with your best champions, you know? You go in with your maxed out 4 stars. If you got like, you know, high level 5 stars and stuff like that, you save those and you run with your maxed out 4 stars. Your buddy's using a 1-star Spidey, and you're cool with it. Have 6 rank 5 and 6 rank 4. Nice, Swaggy Boatster. I know you got rank 2s too, right? I think. I have a link to show what was giftable last event. I've got a... I think I made a video on it. It's usually mastery cores, a few different types of crystals. The regular holiday crystal and then a greater gifting crystal. Boosts, you could also gift those. Potions and revives, I think, as well. And I think that's it. That's all I can remember, at least. 2 rank 2s and 1 on the way. Okay. Nice, dude. BG, I've been gone for some time, but want to spread the love to you, my guy. Well, thanks, man. Welcome back. Have any idea why Gamora would be the statistically most played 3-star? The daily crystal, the OG daily crystal, the one that players still start out with before upgrading their title. It gives has a 3-star chance for Gamora, Black Panther, and Colossus, I believe. I think Colossus was always the #1 most played 3-star. Did that change to Gamora? I watched the video that Kabam put out for their anniversary, but I wasn't watching that close. It was just kind of on in the background. But it was always Colossus in the past. I wonder if it has anything to do with Gamora getting that buff. But now that Colossus got his buff, holy moly, it's gonna be Colossus again. BG, having all 4 members of the Fantastic Four and Doom at 565 is so satisfying. Finally feels like the game is complete. Nice, man. Dude, having all of them at 565. That's pretty sick. That is pretty freaking sick. What was in those Greater Gifted Crystals? I don't remember. They change every year, so not sure it's even worth figuring out what was in them last year. But they change. There was an anniversary video. Yeah, it was on Twitter at least. I don't know if they posted it on their YouTube channel. I just was on Twitter and saw it. I'd imagine it's on YouTube too, but I don't know. It was Gamora back then, too, as far as I remember. Was it really? Huh. I always thought it was Colossus, but okay. Will you play Realm of Champions? I'm gonna give it a try. I don't know if I'll play it. Like, if I'm into it, sure, probably, I guess. Oh man, what kind of an answer is that? I mean, if I'm into it, then no, I mean, I guess sure, probably, I guess is the accurate answer. Because the thing is, even if I'm into a game, there's a lot of games that I could get into, but I spend a lot of my time playing games. As far as like leisure time goes, it's far and away the #1 thing that I spend my time on is playing games. And I like to get, really into one game at a time. And just play that game until I'm no longer interested, and then I pick up a different game and I do the same thing. And because that's generally how I like to play games, it's hard to justify playing 2 at a time. Like I have enough, there's enough time in the day. I could play MCOC and I could play Realm of Champions and Contest Champions, and I'm sure it'd be fine. I can probably play both at the same time, honestly. Like, there's probably, I could probably play whatever like the equivalent to arena grinding in Realm is. Which I think that game is going to be different, I don't think there's going to be an arena that you grind necessarily. But if they have something like that, whatever it is, I'm sure I can focus mostly on that game while grinding arena in this one, But there's so many other things that I want to do also, that it's hard to justify spending more of that, like taking away more time from those other things. So just for that reason alone, I don't know if I'll get into Realm of Champions. Wish Lunar New Year rolled back into town again, so stop seeing 9999 shards. It honestly is pissing me off. There's gotta be a way to get some more shards. Wait, you don't need the Lunar New Year for that though, right? I'm confused. I mean, maybe it is hard to get a certain number of shards to like change it, so that doesn't keep happening. It might need to be in like a certain tier of war or something. It's only the only way I could think of to get like a really odd number of shards. Pretty late for me, BG, but check your line app or you can message me. I'm sorry, man. I'll tell you right now. You're free to ask whatever questions you want here and stuff, but line chat is exclusively for my alliance. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to keep up with my own alliance, because it would just be, I wouldn't be able to see the like their notifications from other people's notifications and stuff like that. So any line messages sent over will be ignored. Sorry, dude. Just the way it is. But yeah, whatever you want to talk about here, feel free, man. I'm here every night. ABG, how many units will you spend on the 1 and 2 star crystals when Kabam releases the new variant? None. I'm done buying 1 and 2 star crystals. I made that mistake once in the past. Never again. Timothy, where do you think our champs go when they're in quests? Is there an MCOC heaven for the best of the champs when they're at peace? Also, tweet. I never really thought about it. There probably is, though. Alright, hold on, let me see. Been going crazy with rank ups lately that I ran out of ISO 8. I'll have to finish off CMM during the next level up. Let me see what we got here. Ooh, we got this rank 4 Captain Sparkles, rank 4 Doom, rank 2. Wait, hold on. You got the 455 Doom and the 6-star rank 2 Doom. Oh my god, dude. And that 565 Sig 200 Namor. Damn, dude. Good stuff, man. That is awesome. Going double Doom style. Get out of here. I mean, I love me some Doom. I could tell. I could tell. He's cool, man. I wish I had him. I hope at some point I could take up my 4-star just for fun, just so I could use him in the arena more. Can you open some crystals, like maybe 5-star or premium? Well, I'm gonna open up 2 premium hero crystals at the end of the stream, but that's about it. I like to save my crystals. You don't get this amount of crystals by popping them, man. Gotta hoard these things. I like to think you kind of dead leg them when you KO them, and then hurry past them to the next fight before they can get up. What? Because when you re-enter the quest, they're back, bastards. That's what you think happens? You just got a really bad dead leg. Spider-Man just kicking the same spot in your leg. Oh man, it's so nice fighting against a... I don't know if you guys feel the same way. It's so nice fighting against a symbiote Spidey who's not awakened. You're just like, oh, this guy is never going to evade. This is fantastic. I think about it every single time I fight an unawakened Sim Spidey. This is my first stream. Well, Eli, welcome. Real Timothy fans know that he opens the egg every night at the end of the stream. It's true, I try to at least. Sitting at a lazy 27.5 mil for Massacre. My 5 stars are refreshing. Do them and then switch to other arenas or do more potion farming till I fall asleep. Abdo, you're crushing it, man. You're crushing it. I would say do some potion farming though, dude. Those potions could get pretty expensive unit-wise if you don't go in with enough. Do you know about the unreleased character Doctor Strange Magneto now? Is that supposed to be Marvel now? Okay, yeah, I see the correction now. Doctor Strange Marvel now. I do know about them, yeah. There's Doctor Strange. There's a Scarlet Witch as well. One time on a podcast, Gabriel Frazero, who's the art and creative director for the game, he mentioned I think the podcast people, the pod people, I think they brought it up to him. I think they asked. I can't remember how the conversation started, but I want to say it was them that asked. And I think Gabe's response was something along the lines of, if they release those characters, it'll you know, it may have to be through some sort of special event, some like special prize or something. Kind of like how for Labyrinth of Legends, the other Ultron was the reward for it. So maybe there'll be a Doctor Strange type of event. I mean, I still think it'd be cool to have champion prizes for the variants. Even if they had to replace some of the other prizes to to fit in like a unique character that everybody got, I'd be okay with it personally. I'm sure other people are like, no man, what are you talking about? Don't take any of the rewards, just add on top of it. But the variant difficulties, they're already so rewarding. If they were like, hey guys, this time instead of this rank up gem, you know, we're gonna give out this champion that you could only get from this variant. I'd be like, okay, cool. Like I love the rank up gems, love them. I've spent more units on rank up gems this year than anything else by far. Between 4th of July, Cyber Monday, and 6.1. Was 6.1 this year even? Was that late last year? I don't even know. That was this year, I think, right? Between those three things, that was like all of my units. So I love the rank up gems. But I also wouldn't mind if they were just like, hey, yeah. You can have this exclusive 5-star. Or eventually 6-star. Cool. Gimme. Dang's abilities were leaked a few years back, and thank you. You're the only person I know of who knows them. I think a lot of the old school people will remember. Cause yeah, he was. I don't remember his abilities being leaked. If that was the thing, I never saw that, or maybe I just forget. I don't know. Because this is a long time ago. That was actually around the time I started playing the game. I remember seeing posts about that on like Reddit and stuff. There's some other characters too. What's her name always comes up? Jessica Jones. But they've commented that Jessica Jones is not really scheduled to be a playable character. She's going to be more of a story character. Sometimes when they need her to pop up in like a quest. Can I petition for Annihilus to not get buffed? He's already annoying enough to fight. Like, to avoid his obliterating strikes, you need to be aggressive, but not too aggressive, because his L2 will F you. His L2 is brutal. You know what I find most annoying about Annihilus these days? Is the reach on his special 1. You guys know what I'm talking about, man? Where you try to evade his special 1. And, like, you see it coming. You're like, yeah, okay, he's going to use the special 1. And you think you dash back at the right time. But his little claws, man, his little claws just have that extended reach. I get hit with that so many times. That's you know, in Alliance Quest, he's the mini boss in map 7 sometimes now, and in Alliance Quest I use Venom to fight him. I feel like the XL size characters, the ones that have the or just any character that has a long dash back distance, is safer. So like Darkhawk would also be another example. He has that super long dash back distance. It just feels like you don't get clipped by that hit. It said that the experiment Wolverine or whatever he's called didn't make it into the game. He looks so cool. The diaper Wolverine that people call him, yeah. He did look cool. He did look cool. It was funny how people called him the diaper Wolverine, but he looked cool. Just notice how far his reach for his special 1 is in 6.3 like 5 minutes ago. It's awkward to dex it. It's very awkward to dex it, yeah. Red Hulk has have too long dash back. Yeah. I mean, some champions, yeah, Red Hulk definitely has a long dash back too. The long dash back, sometimes you benefit from it, and sometimes it makes things harder. It can sometimes be more difficult to get the enemy to use a special if you have that long dash back. And I feel like, although I have an easier time evading the special with someone like Venom, I'm also more likely to get backed up against the wall with someone like Venom. Got to be careful with, you know, taking every opportunity to attack into the opponent's block to push them back and stuff like that. It's a tough fight. Annihilus is really tough to fight. Sometimes. I actually fight Annihilus in war. Almost every war, because people like to put him on the Aegis Heavy node. And, you know, it's a scary fight at first, but I've fought it so many times now, and it's not bad once you know what to do if you have a thing. BG loves the dash back for Dr. Voodoo. Oh, boy, do I ever. Do you know if there are going to be any rewards for the anniversary? The only one that's been announced so far, that I know of at least, is the boost. The Summon Appreciation boost. But in Dave's video that he did, where it was like a Q&A session with some of the Kabam devs, they made it sound like that wasn't going to be the only thing, and they wanted to do something a little bit more special for the 5-year anniversary. I have no clue what that is, though. I remember fighting that Weapon X Wolverine. I think he was in the game at some point. Oh yeah, he was. We could. He was the boss in one of the quests. I want to say it was like, if it wasn't the first ever Master difficulty quest, then it was very early on in the Master difficulties. I'm pretty sure he was a boss in the same quest that I think it was Nightcrawler and Beast were also bosses. Wait, did Kabam change the order of the shard crystals? Mine is all jumbled and looks so awkward. Yeah, it's probably bugged. I don't know if they've commented on it, but they maybe they'll switch things back in a future update or something. Also, Dark Phoenix. Yeah, Dark Phoenix was a thing for a very brief period of time. Terror Genocide Part 1 is the quest you're thinking of? That sounds about right. ABG, Proxima, or Captain Marvel movie to rank 4, both unawakened 5-star. Oh, wait, I just realized something. Hey, does that mean at some point there'll be a back issues quest for, that has that Wolverine in it? Oh, man, that's probably a long ways out, though, right? There's a lot of quests before that one, I'm sure. But, sorry, hold on. Proxima or Captain Marvel movie to rank 4, both unawakened 5-star. I would definitely go with the Captain Marvel, unless you had a very specific purpose for that Proxima. Captain Marvel overall is the better champion, in my opinion. But sometimes, you know, I'm not saying Proxima is bad or useless or anything like that. And maybe if you use her all the time paired up with Corvus, could be good to have her ranked up, but otherwise, yeah, no. I'd go Sparkles. Speaking of Wolverine, and really love a 5 or 6-star Wolverine, can you imagine the regeneration? It'd be cool. I don't know. I don't. To be honest, I don't even think that I would play a 5 or 6-star Wolverine very much. Maybe I'm wrong, and maybe I would use them in like my item list stuff. And of course there's a synergy with Omega Red, but that synergy is the same one that Colossus has too, so like I think I would just end up using Colossus more. Regen is awesome. And Wolverine has some synergies to make him powerful and everything. But I still feel like even with all of that stuff, there's just more powerful champions that exist, you know? Can't wait for the Doctor Strange back issue. I don't know if you were around back then, but it was the first time they introduced portals and the side event quest with random teleports. Forgot the name. I was around for that. Yeah, that was the Dimensional Rifts. That was the Dimensional Rifts. Was that? I mean, I guess yeah. It was when the Doctor Strange movie hit theaters, right? That's a long ways out, though. That's a very long ways out, because I'd been playing the game for a while at that point. I've been playing the game for almost a year, I think. So I think that was close to like their 2-year anniversary. Because that movie, I believe, was released around November, and so I think it was in November of 20. Is that 2016? No, 2017? Yeah, I think so. Is it November 2016? I don't remember which year, but I'm pretty sure it was November. Wolvie is good for beginners and mid-tier players. After that, the damage just isn't there. It's partially the damage and partially, like, he doesn't have other utility, you know? Like, his damage, it's not terrible. It's, like, because he has some synergies that gives him a boost. And with the sustainability, you know. But he has no immunities. He has no power control, no ability accuracy reduction. Oh, man. Just straight regeneration. I guess he has bleed, too, but the amount of bleed immune champions in the game, and he doesn't have any benefit like X23 does, where if you're up against a bleed immune, he's just lacking in a lot of ways. Will there be a reduction in mastery cores like last year? A reduction in cost? For the holidays, are you saying? I don't think there was a cost reduction, was there? I don't remember there being one, at least. Maybe there was. I don't know. You think there will be a Cavalier version of Act 1 through 4? Ooh, good question. Maybe. Here's what I'm really curious about, and this kind of ties into your question. So, Kabam, they already announced that there is no Act 7. It's, you know, Act 6 kind of finishes out the story, this story arc, and then they're gonna start another one, and it's gonna be, you know, Story 2, Act 1, and it's, you know, start all over that way. And they can't have Act 1 of the second story be like this Act 1. It'd be too easy. If they release that, virtually every player in the game, outside of someone just downloading the game, would be like, what is this? This is too easy. This is a waste of my time, you know? So I was trying to think, like, you know, how could they release something like that? Well, they could do something like they've done with the back issues, where they have like the classic difficulty and then the variant difficulty. And the variant difficulty, it basically is like Cavalier level difficulty, right? So what if they did that for like the second story in the game? Where, yeah, they had it, you know, kind of equal to difficulty of how Acts 1 through 6 are now, but then they also just have like that variant level where it's already, no, you're like, it's Cavalier level right from Act 1. And then if they did something like that, they could also kind of retroactively add that stuff to Acts 1 through 5. Like, well, yeah, I mean, I guess 1 through 5. It gets weird with Act 5 because Act 5 is already like pretty tough, you know. To add, like, the increase in difficulty wouldn't be that much. For the later, you know, for like the later chapters, especially chapter like 1 or something. Sure, it'd be a big increase, but I could see them doing something like that. I don't know if they will, but I can kind of see it. You made a video about it last year, December 3rd. Huh. Half the unit cost for all the cores? Really? It was that good? Crazy. I guess I forgot about that. Could you buy as many as you wanted? Or was it like limit 1? That's crazy, man. Half the cost. I don't even remember, man. Chris Carnage sending over 2. Thanks, man. Wait, now that you guys mention it, I think I got some cores myself because I wanted, like, it was nothing that I really needed, but I think I got like the last point in Suture or something like that. It's kind of ringing a bell now. But Chris Carnage, thank you very much for the 2 saying hello, BG, read last. Okay. Your last one is, hey BG, is it possible to run full suicides, mystic dispersion, and deep wounds? Funny you should ask. I was trying to work out a build with all of those things right before my stream tonight. Trying to plan my Legends run. Is it possible? You're really pushing the limits. You'd have to make some serious sacrifices along the way. But it's technically possible. How many levels of wait, hold on. Did you say maxed out MD? Full suicides, MD, and deep wounds. I don't know if you could run full 5 out of 5 MD. You also might not be able to run full willpower. Looking at this build that I put together. 2 points there. It's not realistic, man. You have 4 in MD. Yeah, so to keep those 4 points in MD, you wouldn't be able to run willpower essentially. You would have no, yeah, you wouldn't be able to run any points in willpower. Can I take 2 out of glass cannon? Oh, absolutely. But you still wouldn't be able to max out deep wounds, at least. If you're running 4 points in Mystic Dispersion. You'd be able to put like 2 points in deep wounds if you wanted to keep willpower maxed. I think that's what it would come out to be. Going for too many things, I would say. Got to make a sacrifice somewhere. Like I was kind of saying, I'm trying to come up with a build, or I was just trying to come up with a build myself that had all of those things, because I would like to use Sim Supreme for the boss in the first quest of 6.3. And the conclusion that I came to is Deep Wounds is fantastic, but I'm gonna have to go without it. Deep Wounds, I think, is the best of those to cut. Well, it always depends on the champions you're running, I guess. But the way I look at it is Deep Wounds is not, it only affects your champions that cause bleed. And those champions are still playable without having Deep Wounds. It's not like they become unplayable. Especially if they have the boost from the Suicide Masteries. Then in most cases they're still fine. Whereas, some champions really need the Suicides. Some champions really need Mystic Dispersion. I'd say more, there's more times where champions need those masteries. So, if anything, I would maybe look to, not run maxed out Deep Wounds and put whatever spare points you can in it and probably just leave it at that. So, the build I would be looking at, you'd only be able to run 2 points in Deep Wounds instead of all 5. And that would be 15 in the left half of offense. Maxed out Liquid Courage and Double Edge, but only 1 point in Glass Cannon, 1 point in Recoil. 1 point in Despair, 2 points in Deep Wounds. For defense, 15 points in the left half, maxed out Willpower, no points in Coagulate. And then for utility, the 11 points prerequisite to Mystic Dispersion, and then 4 points there. And with all of those things in place, yeah, you'd have 2 points in the, you'd be able to have those 2 points in Deep Wounds. It's rough though, man. Definitely got to make a sacrifice somewhere, depending on the champs you're using. Yeah. Thank you very much for the 2. King Kevin MCOC also sent over one of them Canadian bucks. Thank you very much, dude. Let me see where your last one is at. There we go. ABG. For my Event Quest Legends run, is there any particular order I should go? And is 565 Ghost faster than rank 2 Corvus? I'm afraid I can't help you much for either of these. For the Event Quest, the order doesn't usually matter. It matters more if you're going to be like switching around your masteries, switching around the champions that you're using, that type of thing. But for the most part, it doesn't really matter. What some people like to do is, because there's like a play next button instead of a replay button until you go all the way through, is they'll keep hitting play next until they get to the final quest, and then they'll finish that final quest 100%, and then they'll go back and finish each quest 100%. So you could do that. as far as 565 Ghost versus rank 2 Corvus, I don't actually know which one is faster. If anybody has any info on that to share, please do. Ghost has a slight advantage if the AI early on is aggressive, where you don't even have to parry. You just join the fight, and as soon as they make an attack, you also make the attack. I feel like that's slightly faster. But then Corvus has the advantage if you don't need to phase. Like if you need to phase more than just that initial hit, whereas Corvus can just go in and like two-shot an enemy off that first parry. I feel like he would have a slight advantage there. I think whichever champion you're most comfortable with, honestly, might just be the way to go. Because both champions are so fast. What's up, Katie Candy? Katie Candy saying rank 2 Corvus all day. Some other people saying rank 2 Corvus as well. So, there you go. Rank 2 Corvus may be better. Sorry, I personally couldn't tell you the answer to that, but got some other people, at least. King Kevin, thank you very much for the loony. And Orange Juice also sent in over $1. Orange Juice, thank you very much. Your last one is Timothy. What do you think the quest name for Abyss will be? Realm of Legends is Beyond Hope. Labyrinth is Beyond All Hope. Thinking Abyss will be Bed Bath and Beyond All Hope. Wow. That's got to be it. Yeah, that's the winner right there. Oh man, you know who'd really like that? I think there's one quest designer in particular would really like that on Twitter. Kabam DK. He'd like that one. Man, I don't know if I've ever even noticed that about Labyrinth. I'm sure I did and just forgot. But I do see that one for Realm of Legends all the time, Beyond All Hope. I look at it every time thinking like, oh man, this content, we crush it now, like a little bug. Hector, good luck on your run, man. It's starting pretty soon, eh? Get some rest, dude. Rest up, you're gonna need it. Was there another? Hold on. Was there another message from you? All I see is, and I already had most paths planned. Oh wait, here we go. Finished. It's right next to it, of course. Finished up prepping. That took a lot longer than I thought. 3 hours, and I already had most paths planned. Damn, dude. Yeah, I've spent a lot longer than 3 hours looking at my own prep stuff. It's taking a lot longer than I expected as well. I am nowhere near done. Noel Martinez sending over $1. Thanks, man. Where's your last one at? What's the best to get 6-star? There's no real best to get 6-star. Like technically, there is no one best champion. It's you know, everyone has their own personal preferences and depends on the situation, stuff like that. If I had to pick one though, if I did have to pick one champion, well then I would say Ghost, because I feel like she's the most powerful in the game. But yeah, there is no real best. I think it's not a good way to look at things too, because if you're only hoping to get like one very specific champion, you're gonna be let down 99% of the time. More than 99% of the time, right? There's over 100 champions in this game. It's better just to hope for a good champion or have like a group of champions that you'd be psyched to pull. And yeah, there's a lot of good 6-stars in this game. Wonder where FaZe is in his run. Did he start his run? I know he said he was going to. I didn't know if he was or not. There is no real best except for Venom the Duck. There we go. That's the real answer, Venom the Duck. But no, thank you very much for the buck, dude. I appreciate it. Brian is feeding you all lies. Ghost is the best. Well, I did say Ghost is the best. Yeah, there's 2 people running right now. Check completion scores. Oh, damn. Well, I'm not gonna. I don't want. I'll check it off stream. I didn't realize there was 2 people running right now. Oh, Pete, how psyched are you that the Legends run is during completion? I was thinking about that too. You're not gonna have to last minute try to get your score in. What is FaZe's channel? FaZe doesn't. He doesn't have a channel. He's just someone. He's one of the officers in 4 Loki. All right, it's getting late though, guys, and I gotta do more prep. .4 didn't take nearly as long. 5.4 was like, okay, I'm either using Stark Spidey or Ronin or Blade. That was it. Every single fight. This is like, oh man, this one fight, I gotta use this one champion. What's the best way to get them on the team? I gotta use this one champ. Oh crap, I don't have this champion as a 5 or a 6 star. Well, is there any way that I could turn that into an advantage by not having that champion? Answer, yes. I've got some secret strategies. All thanks to not having certain champions that could end up being faster. Could end up being slower too, I don't know. Wish it was during group use. That one's harder for me. Really, Pete? Huh. Okay. FaZe has a channel, it's just a different website. That's also true. Can you post a link? No, please no. BG, what would be the time frame to do a Legends run in a monthly event quest? It's usually around like 3 hours and 20 minutes or so, or faster. Some people are able to do it like sub 3 hours. But I want to say it's usually around 320. It changes every month, and I don't always hear times, so. Why is there a difference between a champion's 5-star prestige ranking and 6-star prestige ranking? Just the way it's always been. It's always been that way with 4 stars compared to 5 stars too. Don't really know. Yeah, I have no clue. That stuff is a mystery to me. All right, night all, and good luck on your runs. Yeah, it's time, guys. It's time to end it. Everybody, have a good night. Rib934 and Black Seraphim, thank you both for being the big D's of the night. Thank you to everyone else that sent over a little something as well. I appreciate it. It's not really a difference in the prestige ranking between 5 and 6. Lower ranks scale differently. Is there not a difference? Usually there is well, in the past there's been differences, but BG, I might run like 2 paths without suicides. Good luck and wish you the best too. Night. All right, yeah, Hector, good luck, dude. I'm not going to be there at the start of your run, but I will certainly check in while planning mine and stuff. Good luck, dude. But good night, everybody.